Hi everyone, welcome to these videos. In this video, I'm going to help you to review the first two quizzes you did in the first week. And the first week, you were asked to complete quiz 1 and quiz 2. Some students email me letting me know that they have some questions. So I'm going to use this video to help you to explain every questions from those two quizzes. Hopefully, this video will be really helpful and help you to review the things you read and watch in the first week. Okay, let's look at the first quiz first. The first quiz is related to strategic planning. Okay, first quiz, let's look at the first question. First question, organizational chart reflects what attributes of organizations? Well, the answer is divisions of labors in hierarchies of authorities. Right, think about the organizational chart. Right, the organizational chart will include everyone's position. So we're basically using organizational chart to let employee to have a better understanding about their roles and their obligations in their positions. Right, so that's one purpose. The second purpose for having our organizational chart is we could reflect the reporter relationship. They let you know how many people are working on one particular department, who do you report to who, right? So this is the purpose for having an organizational chart. So basically, they're doing two things: let you know your daily duties, and also they try to reflect the reporter relationship between employees. Okay, that's the first question. Second question. Which statements define what the organization to guide decision making and also provide standards for employee to judge violations. Okay, so for this one, the answer is vision statement, right? So we talk about mission statement, vision statement, and value statement. This one, the answer is a value statement, sorry. So for the vision statement, so it's talking about what this organization will become in the future, right? So it's kind of like broad statement, one sentence to describe what you will be, right? So mission statements in the lecture videos we talk about. It's talking about try to describe who you are, what you do as an organization, what purpose you try to achieve. Yeah, so this is a mission statement. So value statement is like basically try to indicate the values of the organization. So every time when employees to perform their jobs, they have to think about the values of the organization to make the decision whether their behaviors is reflecting the values of the organizations. Okay, so this is question 2, value statements. Question 3, they say a coach email his athletes and let them know that he will organize a pizza party if they are able to keep their GPA above 3.0 this semester. So the example explain what management theories we discuss in the class, right? The answer is scientific management theories. So why is a scientific management theory? Because in the scientific management theories, we talk about all the employers, they try to find a way to look at what's the best way to perform the jobs, right? So we talk about employers, they are trying to encourage people to find the best way to perform their job. A lot of time they give them some rewards, right? So in this example, they prove it's a scientific management theory, right? Coach, in order to let this athlete to perform the best at the exam, right, in their studies, right? So they say organize a pizza party as a reward. Okay, so question number 3, the answer is scientific management theory. Question number 4, a local recreation center was run by volunteers, and the volunteers tend to flow to whatever projects was exciting at that time. There were no consequence to the volunteers in switching the project and non-control over the quality of the work. One volunteer's personal hygiene has become an issue, but no one could tell him to stay away because no one was in charge. So the recreation center will benefit from what management? Obviously, will be benefit from bureaucratic management, right? Because bureaucratic management, they did mention one thing, is everyone have a clear understanding about their roles and their duties. So when we look at these scenarios in the question number 4, obviously their duty are not quite clear because not everyone have a very clear understanding what their responsibilities are, right? So that's why they become a mess in this recreational center. So they will be benefit from having a beyond credit management. Okay, question number 5. A plan for selling tickets to annual high school state championship football games involve what types of the planning? A. Standing, short-term, single-use, and statistics. Obviously is standing planning because they mentioned is an annual games, right? Annual state championship games, which means the game will be hosted every year. So basically we need to develop one plan and duplicate these plans every time when we host these games. Okay, so question number 5. Question number 6 is a little case study combined with multiple different questions. They talk about the National Hockey League. Their strategic plan focuses on developing their sports in the online sports marketplace. Its goal was to streamline distributions of eSport online entertainments to as many markets across the United States as possible, and obviously focus was concentrated strategies and gaming tournaments such as 2018 NHL Gaming World Championships. Players will be able to match up one-on-one, but they were also planned for the leagues and tournaments to offer 2v2 and 3v3, right? NHL, they hope to diversify into the online sports, will attract new fans, connect with the current fans in the different ways, and then chatting on the physical games and watching the games from home. So then NHL executive vice president and executive revenue officer say this is the most basic way that how our fans will play, right? So this is basically talking about NHL. They are trying to get merged with the esports, right? Online sports. Okay, try to engage with the new fans. So from this case, MFL's global grand strategy is what? Is growth, steady, stabilities, is a turnaround, or combination, right? Is growth, right? Because they try to emerge the new market, try to target new fans, new fan base. So their grand strategy is growth, right? And in this case study, what is their primary business level competitive strategy? Is focus, right? They did mention multiple areas. They say, hey, we would like to focus on this eSport market, try to create some products and make sure that we are able to target these fans. Okay, so it's a focus. Question number 8, according to the case studies, please create 2 goals, 4 objectives for the MFL if they would like to emerge to the new markets in the eSport. Okay, how are we going to create goals and objectives? We found out this is the question that a lot of students miss. In the lecture, we talk about when we try to create objective and goal, we have to qualify the goal, quantify the objective, right? So basically, the goal will be try to increase hockey esport games like participants, right? So this is like goal, quantify the goal or qualify the goal, right? Quality statements. And what will be the objective? Objective will be increase like game participations by 20%, right? This is a quantified goal, right? Objective, right? So we have a goal, we have objective. So goal and what objective need to be related, work together, right? Combine it together. Also, one more thing is a lot of students like don't quite understand the difference between goal and strategy, right? Some students mentioned about I want to add 1 esport game, right? They think that the goal is to try to add esport games. Okay, right? Try to add esport game is not something you want to achieve. Is something help you to achieve this goal, right? So you have to make sure when you try to create goal and objective it need to be something you want to achieve, right? Strategy that will help you to achieve this goal and objective, right? So if you want to increase hockey games participations, right? So the objective will be increase participation by 10% or 20%, right? Strategies will be I'm trying to add new esport games, and also I try to promote these esport games on different platforms. So all those things we talk about is a strategy, right? Because strategy is not something we try to achieve. It's the idea that help us to achieve the goal we set, right? So you have to understand the differences between goal, objective, and strategy, right? Goal, objective. So those are something you want to achieve as an organization, right? Goal needs to be qualified, objective need to be quantified, strategy is something that help you to achieve this goal and objective. So when you're going to create a goal and objective again, so you have to think about whether the thing that you're creating is objective, a goal and objective, or is a strategy, right? So that's something you have to go and think about, particularly when you're working on your first assignment, when you try to create goal and objective for the athletic department. So you have to think about whether the thing you create is the goal, right? Whether the thing you create is a strategy, right? Strategy is something help you to achieve to a particular target and goal, right? This is a question number 8. Question number 9. So they say the NBA Indiana Pacers sales team has 7 members. 3 of them are responsible for group sales and 4 work with individual customer. Which management theories can explain and why? The answer is bureaucratic, because they have a very clear structure. Everyone understands about their role and responsibility. Right? So question number 9. Question number 10, they said David's company is looking for a new digital coordinators. He hopes the new hire could have a good communication skills and also have experience in using Twitter, Facebook, Google apps. His niece Amy is interested in these positions but has never worked as a communication professional. And her experience with social media is for personal rather than business use based on the theory developed by Max Weber. Amy will have to, so you have to first of all know what theory has been developed by Max Weber, right? So Max Weber is the one developed bureaucratic theories. So in these questions, the answer is you have to follow a formal selection and training practice, because what Max Weber suggests is when we try to select an employee, we need to select based on their qualification, not your relationship with them, right? So in this case, we need to follow a formal selection and training process. If Amy is also interested in this position, though you know her really well personally, but you have to go through a formal selection process to help them, provide them enough trainings and make sure she's qualified for that positions when she got selected. Okay, last question, question 11. Based on the principle we discussed, please create a mission statement for the MLS FC Cincinnati. That's super easy, right? Because we talk about it in the lectures videos. So what are the mission statements? So mission statement is basically describe who we are, what we do as an organization, what we try to achieve, right? So you can just basically describe FC Cincinnati is like a professional soccer team that is playing in the MLS, right? So the purpose or the mission of the team is try to provide the highest quality of the entertainment to the citizens in the greater Cincinnati area, right? So you talk about what you do. We're a professional soccer teams, right, playing the MLS, right? And we'd also talk about your mission. What you try to achieve is you try to provide very good qualities of entertainment and where in greater Cincinnati area. Okay, so this is the question 11. So this is the first quiz. Any question? I hope you are good with these questions. I know this question not easy at all. Really have to take some time to think about it, right? So that's the first quiz. Let's go and look at quiz number 2. And the second quiz you were asked to do is related to organizational theories. Okay, first questions. The first couple of questions kind of related to the video that I want you to watch, related to Nike strategy, super easy and straightforward. So I'm not going to explain those things because the answer is very clear and very straightforward, right? Based on the video, so which brand was not created by Nike? Right, the answer is Reebok, right? Reebok is not created by Nike. Based on the videos, what are the internal challenges Nike is facing at the moment? Right, we talk about all of them, right? A lot of diversity in leadership, pay disparities among genders, and also athletic scandals. Based on the videos, which of the following product line was the biggest contributor to Nike's overall revenues in 2018? The answer is footwear. Nike sponsorships cover all the professional sports leagues in the United States, including MLB, NBA, NFL, and the MLS. This is false statement, right? So Nike sponsor MLB, NBA, and NHL, but MLS is sponsored by Adidas. Right, question number 5, Air Jordan's been pretty successful. What made them so successful? Right, they also talk about, obviously, Jordan is a pretty good name, famous athletes, well-known athletes, right? And also the design is pretty unique. And also they try to collaborate it with pop culture at that time when they introduced this brand to the market in 1980s. Question number 6, right? Based on the principle of the SWOT analysis, please briefly analyze Nike's strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats, right? So this is also pretty straightforward, right? So what are the strengths? Obviously, Nike has a lot of sponsor a lot of great athletes and also good quality product, pretty well-known brands, right? So this is a strength. What are the weakness? We did mention it previously, right? The weakness including some athlete scandal, the lot of diversity in leaderships, right? And so this is a weakness. What are the opportunities? The videos say women's products will be the next growing point for Nike's, right? What are the threats? Obviously, it's other competitors, including Adidas and Under Armour, and also other, emerging brands. Okay, so this is about the first 6 questions in the quiz 2, super easy, right? Question number 7, which of the following example explain dynamics isoformations? Okay, so first of all, you have to know what is a dynamic isoformations. They talk about the organization. They would like to duplicate successful strategy from the other organizations when they're facing uncertainty in the market, right? So for this question, obviously the answer is this one, right? To duplicate Apple's successful strategy, Samsung decided to introduce sports watch to the market, right? To duplicate another company's successful strategy when they're facing uncertainty, right? So this is a great answer. Question number 8, which of the following department structure is suitable for the organization that have a multiple product lines and service, right? The answer is product departmentalization. The last questions try to discuss the differences between joint venture, consortium, and collaboration. These 3 concepts could be, confused. What are the differences? Joint venture is basically talking about 2 or more organizations. They work together. So they're basically going to create a separate entity. In this separate entity, they share the revenue, they share the risk. So joint venture need to create separate entity that are separated from their own business, the parental organizations. Okay, so this is a joint venture. What is a consortium? So consortium is talking about multiple business. They're normally coming from the same industries, so they would like to pull off some of their resources, create a source pool, and they can benefit from each other. So one example is college sport. We have so many conferences, right? Those conferences they develop a consortiums. They create a source pool. So they say, hey, we put all our sports events together, and then the conference can negotiate a broadcast contract with these broadcasters. And then those revenues will be shared equally among these members. So this is a consortium. They're coming from the same business, right? What is a collaboration? So collaboration is normally the business partnership. This business is normally coming from a different industries, right? They're coming from different industry, they work together, and they can benefit from each other. So the example we talk about in the class is the MFL and the YouTube, and they collaborated with each other. So MFL is able to allow you to show their content to their audience. So both MFL and YouTube obviously coming from very different industries, right? So this corporate partnership can both benefit both sides. For the MFL, their game being able to watch by more fans because YouTube is a big platform, right? So many subscribers, users, right? For the YouTube, they can also using that platform to target particularly MFL football fans. Okay, so this is a question number 9. Okay, so this is the first 2 quizzes you did on the first week. If you have any question, please shoot me an emails. All right, that's it for these short videos. I hope you have wonderful weeks.